Hello, I'm Rowan, and I have a short video that's going to go over a couple of different things involving Open Tablet Driver. As you can see from the upper corner of the actual application here, version 0.6.7 is now out. It's the newest update. Just came out about a week ago, and I went and got it and decided I wanted to use it to see what's changed. And it's got a lot of cool stuff. It's got a lot of background stuff that's meant to make it a bit more robust, but I will not be able to use it because of odd things that I do with the way I do things here. So this is my problem. The way that my workspace is set up, I usually use my mouse on top of my tablet. I know it's odd, but it's really not that odd. And the problem I'm running into is that if the mouse is on top of the tablet, then when I move my mouse, something in my mouse is sending the Bluetooth signals is somehow going into the tablet, and it's being read by the tablet. So let me switch you back over to here, and I'm going to open Tablet Debugger. Now there's going to be a little thing here, Tablet Report, and you're going to see that as I put my mouse on top of the tablet. Oh, did you see that? You see that? As I'm going to move my mouse, and I'm not moving my mouse to the upper left-hand corner. It's doing this all by itself. And there's a little message coming up, and it's saying pen is out of range. So for some reason, my Logitech mouse is sending out a signal that's being absorbed by my Wacom CTL 470 tablet, the Bamboo, and it is being interpreted by Open Tablet Driver as a pen being out of range. Now I'm going to switch back over to the other version 6.6.2, and when you open it up, it comes up with this little, hey, do you want to update? Well, yeah, you can update it. All you're going to do is download the new version, and you can run it separately from the main version, and then you can do some testing. But if I have that version open, please note I am not getting I have my mouse on top of the tablet again, and I'm not getting that weird hiccup. And if I go to Tablets, Tablet Debugger, I am not getting, the layout's a little bit different, but Tablet Report down here is not showing you anything about a pen being out of range. So that's just something they changed, which is causing weird tweaks with my specific setup and my specific needs. If my needs and your needs don't match, this is probably actually a good update for you. Go to the GitHub, look at it. There's all sorts of details about stability improvements and functionality improvements, which I'm not going to get into because I'm really not using it. But because I can't tell you whether they're good or bad because I'm not using them. But here we are in 0.6.6.2, and the other half of the video I wanted to show you is something I didn't really cover last time because I didn't really need it then. And since then, I've decided that it's kind of cool and I want to try stuff out. So if you click on Tools and go to Open Plugin Manager, and then pick something. There's a couple of things here. Monitor Toggle, which I have installed already. Cycle Keybind, which I've installed already. And there's other stuff which I haven't really played with, but Let's say I wanted to play with circular area for some reason. I'd click on that, and then I'd click on the install, and then that would show up in my settings filters. In filters, you see that I have these 3 items, and I'm not even using Better Calibrator, but here are, that's interesting. I thought that cycle bind should show up there, but it doesn't. I don't know why. Evidently, it's not a filter as much as it is a pen setting. So, how do you make these things work? Well, cycle bind I found to be a bit of a pain. Here, I'm going to go to adaptive binding and hit apply. So now that's blown away. And then I'm going to select cycle bind. And then I'm going to type the letters that I want the binding to cycle between. Brush plus E plus P. That would be pen. Those are the 3 key bindings I have set up in Clip Studio for different tools. And then I'm going to hit apply. And there it is right there. I'm going to hit save. Those are critical. You need to hit apply inside cycle bind, hit save, hit apply. Okay, it's still there. That's good. Sometimes it disappears. But now I'm also going to go to File, Save Settings, File, Save Settings As, and I'm going to type something silly here like settings, and then hit save. All right, now I have a backup of those settings. Monitor toggle. This one's a little complicated. If you click on the 3 dots, we obviously have the selection of monitor toggle. It's set to mode toggle. Now, it's my pen button that's being set. So toggle is going to switch between, well, it's just going to fire the button once. Hold, I believe if you click on it, it'll hold. Cycle, I'm not sure what cycle's going to do. Yeah, it's my ignorance, I'm sorry. But right now I have it set on toggle, and now there's an offset X and Y, a width multiplier, and a height multiplier. Okay, we're gonna just pop out of here, and we're gonna go to the output screen because monitor toggle works between 2 monitors. My primary monitor for the Open Tablet driver is my 1920 by 1080 left monitor. If I come over to the right monitor and right-click and set to display, or highlight set to display, you see the display number 2 has a 2560 by 1440, 0, 0. Those are offsets, and the first one has offsets of 1920, 160. Let's take a look over here. 1920, 1080, and oh, I've done some custom offsetting on that left monitor. Let's push you back to where you belong, and you see the numbers have changed. So why did I point this out? The set to display and the display values and 00. Those are going to be the base numbers you start out with when you're doing stuff in monitor toggle. So you see that mine's at 2240 with an offset of -5 on the Y. That's because my offsets had to be adjusted. You're going to have to adjust yours also because Windows, that's all I gotta say. Our monitors are not exactly lined up right on whatever, and the way Windows does it is it sets offsets in its system. But you have to put them into here and make your adjustments. And what's going to happen is that if you have the wrong numbers here, you might not be able to reach the top or the bottom of the screen, or your mouse might roll right off the top of the screen, and then suddenly your taskbar might pop up because your mouse rolled over. But yeah, adjust these offsets until your mouse covers the screen, can get to any part of the screen you want it to get to. With the multiplier, if your main monitor is smaller than this other monitor, then you're going to take the big number, which is your width, divided by the smaller number, which is the width on your smaller number, and that's going to give you a proportion or a ratio, in this case 1.3. So it's 1.3 times bigger on my right monitor than on my left monitor. And as long as your monitors are equally proportioned, so like, standard resolutions, then just putting in 1.3 or whatever multiplier in both the X and the Y, or in this case the width and the height multiplier, will get you a proportionate change in the way that your pen tablet works when you're on the other monitor. And again, you're going to want to hit apply, and you're going to want to hit save down here, and you're going to want to make sure you hit apply, and then you're going to want to come up here to file, save your settings, and then you're going to want to save settings as, just so you have a backup, and you're going to save that just so you've covered all your bases, because it's free software. And I found that at least with the cycle bind, I had some issues where it wouldn't always take, and I had to make sure that I had another keybind in there before and then put stuff in. But this is all stuff you're going to have to play around with. But I'm going to tell you that that's something I had to do. I had to pick adaptive binding and then put something in there, do all that, and then go from adaptive to cycle bind. For some reason, it did not like keeping that. Might have been voodoo, but saving your backups, that'll let you get back to there in case for some reason something you did knocked it out. But the advantage of both of these, let's minimize this and go to Clip Studio Paint, which I happen to have open. So we're going to switch over to the pen. And right now my pen is on the left monitor, and you can see that it's set to erase. And I'm going to push button 1. There we go. And now it's set to pastel. I'm going to push button 1 again. Sometimes you have to make sure that your pen's close enough that you're not just clicking in space. You have to get it to the sensitivity zone before it's going to actually make those changes. But I have an eraser now. I have a pastel. And now I have a pen. So that's because I had the bindings of B for brush, E for eraser, and P for pen set up here in File, Shortcuts. This is just to remind you that if you want to use shortcuts, you need to set them up in whatever paint program you're using. And in this case, it would be in the shortcut settings for Clip Studio Paint. And then whatever key bindings you set up in here, you can assign in Open Tablet Driver. That's it. Yeah. Okay. I do hope this video was helpful and educational and instructional and la 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 and all that stuff, and maybe even a little entertaining. And I do hope, well, first of all, I hope that the people who work on Open Tablet Driver don't take this as any kind of criticism of their product, because they're doing a darn good job and it's free. And I always appreciate free stuff, and I appreciate the work people put into things. And the fact that it's free makes it even more sweet to me. Thank you so much for doing all the work so that I can enjoy my life and play with stuff and have it be nice. Little weird glitches, those happen, and I'm sure they'll get ironed out. I don't know who to talk to about it. But if any of you who work on Open Tablet Driver see this video, please understand that I really love your product, and I don't know how to get in touch with you because I'm an idiot and I'm way too busy. And if you see that this is a problem and it's worth fixing, then please fix it, because I would really appreciate being able to use your updated version. And for all the rest of you and the people who are an Open Tablet driver, I hope that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever time it is, you're having a great time. And I hope to see you again real soon. Bye!